TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4.
Definitely don't have the ability to transition that camera the way I like. That thing's pretty badass, but there's no direct way to move cams. But went for the opener in the hallway. Hope you guys liked it. Happy Wednesday, motherfuckers. How's it going? You guys been having fun playing in my pod complex? The stress of getting that opener, holy fuck. 95, under 100, but better than usual lately. You guys dig it? Yeah, I didn't want to get you guys fucking like going green, red FOMO, so did a little space colors for the theme today. The pod is a lot of fun, I gotta say. Been pretty dope. Oof. Kivo, member for 4 months. I like that. Web3, fuck the world. Indeed. What a fucking next level fucking cooperative we can do with that, huh? And we have minimal functionalities available to us right now. And from the first time we tried to be in the pods and broadcast to YouTube and nobody could fucking talk to each other and all that stuff, a small adjustment and like huge productivity gains. So that's really big to think about where this can really go, right? This looks creepier. This one or this one? There we go. Some Jedi Knight shit, motherfuckers. What you know about me? Who didn't know what FTW meant? Let's check this out. Test. I like that. The light is pretty cool. All right. Now I'm ready. All right. Now at 102. I guess we made it. 100 to start. Well, I'll start. Fine. All right. You guys see, so let's look at the, we can't play sound obviously because we got all kinds of not okay sound and stuff. But after a beta test on the weekend, we have, done our next official like live floor prep trading session. And we actually shared a lot of stuff that was going on in this one. So I can't play the music, but if you look right there, see that box range? I was very careful about what I selected. So one, we took over on the side, we're number 1 there. But this is our morning prep for all you guys who are there. And we were looking at like where our strong sectors were and stuff like that. Could see Microsoft and Nvidia tied to the whole AI story. Tech as a whole. We carved out a nice little breakout area on the Qs together inside of our very chic, loot pod. Love the matte black look. It's very awesome. And then we sat around dancing a gig until it got there. Just cooling out till lunchtime. What was funnier than that was I actually, back in the old days of Twitter, I was known for doing shit like this, but I actually left what we're doing right up here. This is lunchtime, so we went to the fucking crib to chill. And we're chilling in the crib, I told you. Move to the crib to chill while we wait for Powell, which we talked about in the show, waiting for Powell on Wednesday to speak. At noon, Euro rotating the angle we pointed out, right? We talked about that on the show. Look at it on the graph. And, out on the stream when DXY bounce we see post FOMC. This 12 p.m. speech, probably worth paying attention to, can see some volatility and get these risk assets out of the 2-day range, which I showed you was going to come out if you pay attention here. So I actually left our whole playbook public. It's pretty funny. And then this is us playing it on the way out. And this is me saying bye-bye to the price. Now, how cool is that shit, right? There's our exit range. There's our whole plan. And there's all of us waiting around to fucking kill it. I don't think you've seen a cooler fucking trading floor than this shit in your entire fucking life. And as soon as we are not pink viruses anymore, this is going to look even fucking sicker. But that's how fun this could be, to gamify the market and fucking sit around and fucking chill, listen to music. Whoever wants to play fucking, I think these motherfuckers are trying to figure out some games. Devin and fucking Ravi, figuring this out. But yeah, we're going to get better games in here and stuff like that. And I'm very keen to see if anybody can figure out how we can actually innovate to create an iframe game, if possible, that makes this table work. And we could actually have like a 5 card Texas Hold'em table, and maybe work out some tokenomics to make an actual fucking viable fucking game table. So I'm interested in that, and let's see if we can add on to this experience. But this to me is where I was always hoping this would go, and this is next level cooperation. At this point, right, they can't ignore us anymore. No one's ever seen some shit like this, and this is the only real utility that's going on in this thing. Let's see if we're still in the front of this thing for trending, guys. Still trending up there anywhere? Let's see. I don't know if I'm up there anymore. They might have knocked me off finally, but we'll have to go back in and bump it. Ah, my lounge is still up there. So it's definitely about traffic, and at the end of the day, no one's really showing any utility for these assets. Just holding on, waiting for them to pump for God knows what. But this is a sneak peek into just how crazy this can get. Imagine when we're inside this place and we're all in VR. It'll change internet interaction dynamics like next level again. So it's pretty crazy that Gen Z is always at the forefront of showing the current generation what's next, right? I'm in my mid-40s. If I'm the first motherfucker showing what real utility looks like in fucking Web3, god damn, what's wrong with fucking Gen Z, bro? Come on now. Don't let a motherfucker from a third world country teach you how technology works. That's when the whole world's gonna end. Let me see up here. Shout out Blocks, respect homie, appreciate you. On Cyber fucking should sponsor one of these shows right now. They didn't have nobody doing some shit like this. Can you imagine having a collab space we can print millions of dollars in, fucking meeting up inside something that costs $400 that allows that kind of human connectivity? Because that's the missing element, in texting and stuff. We lose a certain human element that is tangible to our productive capacities. If we don't communicate at our full levels of capability, there is missing information and there is a loss of potential synergy there. So this is really key to bring us back to interacting as close to being in person as possible, while we now connect all around the globe and work with people we'd never actually have the ability to meet geographically. So I think this is huge. Gen Z's caught up with the real problems of life. What pronouns should they use? All right. Too fun. So how many people we got out here? 111. The trickle is real. How'd you guys like the show art today? It was simple. Simple message, right? And this not only relates to, thinking like the saying, as above, so below, but understanding emotions in the market, right? One only need to be able to read your own to recognize the emotional state of the markets. And being introspective and being able to be objective in the moment is really key to have the window, your eyes able to see the windows of the world. You are the key to everything else around you. And you really are capable of being objective and being able to look at yourself. You have an insane amount of information available to you. So that's the idea behind this one. And so today, looking at where we are in the market after Powell's allowed us to move, we talked about the market being kind of corked up and now has actually broken now that Powell opened his mouth. So we're past that inflection point, and it's worth taking a broad view on things of where we are today. Yeah, I thought the jacket worked at a distance. It worked perfect for it. It's like, yeah, it looks like Starfield. So I was like, let's do it. Yeah, nothing under $1 billion. I don't know what he asked, but yeah, no tiny stuff. Nothing I can move if I mention it and stuff like that. Not trying to do that. For sure, Ito Simon. So glad to see you make some money in there and get in the pot and get a chance to make plans with it. I definitely think the Web3 version of doing this, way blows away the experience of Discord and any of these other groups. So we're going to definitely, as they release functionalities, we're going to innovate as fast as we can to improve on the experience as much as possible. So really cool to have you guys make money like that in that environment. Not sure we could do a concept call in there yet, because a few people are having connection problems, but I'll try to figure that out by next week, and we'll probably schedule an Acolytes concept call probably next week. By over the weekend, I should work out some more kinks in that place. There is some issues when you jump through portals. Some people get lost. If your computer's like not up to snuff, you will have some problems in there. But for the most part, it runs pretty smooth. Minus a couple glitches, it's working 10 times better than the last time we tried to be in there. So, anyways, moving on from that. Let's see if we got any war stories today. Anybody give me war stories? Saw a lot of winners. Oh, I do want to look at. Let's see. No war stories there because y'all motherfuckers too busy putting it in Discord. So I want to see some of the winners that came out yesterday. So always nice to see everyone putting up fucking monsters. Where is this time at? This is right out of the fucking or prep inside of the on cyber, right? Our main plan was around the triple Qs, around the NASDAQ tech for him to get a breakout, and just really dope to see, this kind of productivity coming out of something like this. Think about how cool this is, that this is where you're making money right now. You guys couldn't even tell your significant others this is real, could you? It's fucking the coolest shit ever. I don't know. I think it's pretty fun. He didn't even make it to the prep, but I did drop you guys a prep sheet for the morning here. So if you didn't make it to prep and you're still in the Discord, make sure you check OnlyFans and market prep if you're an acolyte, because I put day plans in here if I think we need to put some out. We're trapped in the range, so this is the range you saw on the screen, and so I'll let you guys a cool day plan just to know where to play the exits if we got out from Powell. So even if you're not in the channel, you should still have an opportunity to benefit from the intel and the ecosystem. So I tried to make this as complete an ecosystem as possible. You guys have the Discord, you see it on Twitter, you have information pretty much everywhere, and now you have Web3. And I'm only one person running all this, so bear with me if I'm missing a little piece on one side or the other. But there's only so many places one guy can get to. And for all you fucking younger generations telling me how tired you are all the time, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously? I'm not even in good health, and I fucking put out more output than fucking like the entire generation of Gen Z. Look at that. GVP, everybody inside there, a little bit more tightened up. Anybody having issues, trust me, your communication is going to go fucking moon in here. If you're having issues, we're going to help you fucking get through them. More efficiency equals more gains, right? 5 hours in NVIDIA. We talked about NVIDIA mid-session. So if any of you guys left mid-session, we actually pulled this guy up around like 10 o'clock, and he looked pretty good. And, so people make some plays off of that. But we had plays coming out there all fucking day. Look at this shit. Matic. 55 fucking R's. 28 total average R's on the play. That play came from OnlyFans. Gave you guys Matic over here. On whatever the fuck day this was. January 24th. Yeah, Matic and ETH. Alright, there's your Matic play at 101. Do that guy in there on January 24th. Check out the fucking hit off of that. 55 fucking R fucking play monster. Dope shit. Are we doing it right yet? So we got less viewers, but I think the fewer viewers that are here are making more money. I always can never find this Matic chart for some reason. I look for it, and it eludes me. Is this it? Where's the Matic chart? Oh, there it is. Matic. It's following this crazy purple wave. Did the pull back and then the rotation back up. Does he go all the way? If he does that, it's a bull market. But there's a Matic cheat sheet given to you at 101. 30% pump on that guy, and a big crypto wave with it. So if you use this guy in OnlyFans and like putting all the intel together, right? You have to play everything. We give you enough stuff for you to guys make plans on lots of things, all right? Here's an oldie but a goodie that might be a solid proxy for additional strength in crypto if it can clear this localized monopoly of perception. And continue the projection we have in both fuchsia at large res and yellow at lower res, right? So the rotation of this flag to enter into this trajectory. That was a projection, really simple triggers. I made it all big and dashed so you can't like tell me you don't know where the fucking trigger is. It's really obvious now. My God, I hope it's easy enough, motherfucker. But yeah, so good stuff. Awesome hit, man. Lost track of it. Finn. So, anything else you guys need? Am I missing something? Is there anything else? Concept calls to show the audience how to fucking approach price. The best intel on the planet. Fucking entertainment. And still keeping it all accurate while I fucking run every single piece of this motherfucker. Do you even understand how difficult this is? It looks easy. It's not, motherfucker. Imagine most people trying to work out how to get a chart right. We have a fucking entire like fucking production staff running in here. And I'm in my mid-40s. So fuck all you lazy bastards who are always tired all the time. Seriously. Alright, anyways. Let's do macro things because you guys did not give me scorecards. It's 8:53. Maybe I'll actually get you guys like out of here at a respectable time of day. Alright, so Matic things, you know, for crypto lovers. You motherfuckers are always up my ass for some crypto. So we're watching him. The fuck was that? You know, I haven't heard Ivy at all. I wonder where that bitch is. Uh-oh. Anyways, I'll have to figure that out. So ETH, you know, he's lagging as a big cap. Matic is pushing out right now. Definitely worthwhile paying attention to him as a laggard on this. He's right at trigger now. So we want to see if anything else goes flying. ETH BTC's got a little bit of strength on lower resolutions coming up. So, you know, BTC is actually lagging back of most of this. So it's some smaller assets that are actually pumping out right now. Matic being one of them at the moment. I think BNB had a little strength. I got VET down here. This is some garbage. But if you see this, it's just telling you that smaller cap assets are what's moving. And that's like what we talked about, that there's risk-seeking behavior in the market. You don't want to see BTC dominance be the strong thing. This means that, you know, money is flowing away from risk assets in crypto. This is a good thing for what we just said. If BTC dominance is fading, then it means your smaller assets can get speculation, and that's what you see in Matic. So right now, what else is moving like that? Looks like there's some obscure assets that are getting some strength. You know, Matic's the only one of name that I follow. I don't really follow anything else small. Pretty sure you guys will ask me some craziness in a minute. USDT.D, when we talked about this, if he sits on here and he manages to break this bear flag out of here down, then this is going to allow you to see a big pump across crypto more broadly. So this is kind of what you're watching to see if ETH and everything else is going to get moving behind Matic. We'll go to, let's go to SPY directly. So as you talk about this guy, remember we're not using, not this chart. One sec. My bad. Any second now. Is this the one I wiped all the levels out on? Okay, that is the right one. My fault. This chart's starting to get cluster fucked. But I don't know why this guy's not extended. Oh, this is why. Right side, left side. Sorry about that. So this little purple zone, so I try to highlight, sorry, wasn't any other one, this one. We call the phantom zone. And it's like a dead zone underneath this trigger we call Ragnarok, which is a sentiment level we have from way back in the show, back here in April of 2021. This low level, it's gotten pretty messy now, so let me try to clean it up a little bit. Is a big congestion zone here. So every time prices reach this point, it's been a good inflection point for pumps above it, for dumps below it, and most recently, like this stall into it. This stall into it here in December. Sorry, off the bottom of it, and now this stall within the range. So this is a great, like, a decision point for the marketplace. For crypto also, ETH is basically stuck shockwaving in exactly this spot right now, which is a key level for him to break out of. So the S&P being able to blow this out to the upside will allow us to continue our markup, probably likely in crypto and everywhere else. So we really want to pay attention to this. Any correction out of this we want to pay attention to, because all the downside moves from it have been pretty meaningful also. So you've had pretty sizable moves out of it on the downside both times it was ejected. So we definitely want to keep eyes on that, right? And actually, if you guys remember, think about it. The ejection here into June and the dump down here into October, rotating into November, these are the shooting clusters. Right? The June shooting cluster and the October-November shooting cluster are right in this area. So the rejection out of Phantom Zone was into deep emotional fucking lows. So we definitely want to pay attention to how we come out of this range right now. And we talked about paying attention to it with regard to the triple Qs also, right? He's the relatively stronger guy, and we're watching him right now, right? He hit the Phantom Zone. This is his Phantom Zone with the ES, sorry, the SPY, and this is the range, but he corrected off of a level we have here with the SPY hitting it. So we gave him room for the possibility of a correction all the way down to this angle. He doesn't have to do that, but again, I think the safer bet is let the Phantom Zone at the top of this clear, and you're going to be in a position to mark up really hard if we get above that. So we're kind of just waiting and chilling, right? So patience things. One of the reasons we talk about introspection on the show is if you're feeling kind of antsy and you need to fucking find a place to make, crazy money right now, there's a lot of people feeling they missed this huge pump. And so that's the psychology you see out there. People are looking for a place to hit the button really fast. And when you see that sentiment, you want to be careful. That's usually what causes a shockwave. It kills those people who miss this, right? This rapid movement makes people want to play, and they die in this. And all those people want to play are done wanting to play when you get another markdown. And then they show up and they want to play again, and they get chopped to pieces, right? So high volatility begets low volatility, begets high volatility, gets low volatility, gets high volatility begets, right? So patience is a virtue. All right, so that was kind of a roundabout way of trying to get a memo out. Sorry about that, a little bit baked. DXY, we talked about watching this. He is the kind of like fly in the ointment. So him rotating like that is usually a sign of potential D-risk, while the market shockwaves in Phantom Zone looks kind of bullish, like it wants to go risk on, right? We look at that with like NVIDIA. One of the guys talked about playing this yesterday. We talked about in the show. If you guys watched this big bull flag, we had a really clean trigger, that we showed you on the show before. And so it was a pretty easy play for anybody day trading this off of that paid attention to that when we brought it up. This also went with the QQQ. So this looks really bullish. At the same time, the DXY looks like he's giving us a bear signal. So this definitely bears watching. Every once in a while, you do have it where U.S. assets are marking up at the same time as the currency is strong. And that's like the best of both world situations if it does happen. But that's a very rare thing that does happen, if it does at all. So this little blue line, a dotted line I've got here, is the first major breakout of the initial high, the first 2B, and that's what we're underneath right now. So if this is going to continue marking up, he's going to have to beat that level next, right? So that's what we're flagging under. So I drew the forecast as a flag into that level, and if you manage to rotate through this, you definitely pay attention to it. Even right now, this rotation of the angle is all eyes on deck. That's led to the rotation we talked about was possible for the euro to go across all the way to this angle. That has allowed him to now break this most recent trajectory, which is like a rotation of the steepness of this angle to potentially that angle right now is what we're watching. So if the DXY gets any more strength, this correction will keep on heading towards that angle. GBP was the weaker of the guys. We talked about that, and this also bears paying attention to for a larger resolution DXY move. All right, so I think that covers that pretty good. Crypto pretty good, and then a few stocks. VIX. VIX is the other guy we look for confirmation with the DXY, strong DXY, and de-risking usually goes hand in hand with a strong VIX. a weaker VIX and a strong DXY with structurally strong risk assets is that one, once in a while thing we talk about, where you can have a rising dollar and a rising risk asset market at the same time. And like I said, you don't want to be biased about what usually happens when this happens. If it is the case that we have a strong dollar with stocks rising, right, that happened for a good period under Obama, and nobody could fucking believe it, and it was literally the thing you wanted. Your home currency rising with your own risk assets being the best of breed in the world. If it comes out to be that, we want to be able to play that without any bias about it. Okay, so we're all watching this guy, and your risk is that he managed to rotate out of this bull kind of like trajectory and come back up through this box range and do something like that, right? That's a danger if it happens. All right. Do we have anything else we need here? I think we covered everything. Currencies, VIX, dollars, SPY, cryptos. Yes. All right. I think I got good time this time to get symbols in because I'm always fucking crunched. I can do them all this time. Larry 2 times wrote a famous, like, very, very key DM sentiment wise to keep your eyes on. He said, an old friend popped up in my DMs this morning asking if I'm still doing that crypto thing. That is a mega, mega, mega sentiment read. Maybe you get that motherfucker from God knows when who asked if you're still doing that one thing, like it's some fucking like little fucking peon nothing. Always take note of that. Always take note of the next message where he tells you he bought into that crypto thing. That's your big danger. So that's caution. We need to know that motherfucker showed up again. And yeah, let me know when he says he bought something crypto. Then we'll fucking like sound the alarms. That's pretty funny. What did JV say? He says my nephew also messaged me about he didn't want it in December. Laughing my ass off today. Uh-oh. So you guys got multiple people showing up. So, okay, that's what I just told you about. Rapid prices leading to people want to play something real quick that gets you caught in the shockwave. So, like, that's who shows up. And if I read that sentiment, like, kind of like just kind of fishing, then if you're in trend, that's a person in, like, a lower resolution bull flag along the trend. That's kind of like, okay, maybe not. At the tip of the bull flag, it rotates up. Okay, now I'm interested more. So that's the first kind of like instant inkling that this could be something. Doesn't sound like conviction to buy it, but you guys keep us informed of any more of those insightful nephews and friends of yours. We'd love to hear it. All right, so what are we doing here? NVIDIA. Did I just do NVIDIA? So NVIDIA on big reses, right? Like out here, we talked about this. This is back in, when he was doing this crazy parabolic arc. We said he could rotate this and do something crazy. He did a humongous correction. And we drew this bull flag, right? Because we know a crash is a bull flag just on, what you consider macro resolutions. Oh, yeah, the screen. See, I have a monitor. I can see this now. My bad. This fucking thing, change the fucking screen. Alright, here it is. So, big ass bull flags, my bad. Crash cycle, right? All the crash cycle is, as far as you're concerned, is a bull flag on a resolution big enough for you to say it's a crash, right? But the reality is, God damn it, I'm slow today. I'm really slow this morning. I'm sorry. I got ahead of time and I'm all stupid. Right? A crash cycle can happen on any resolution. Right? That's a crash, isn't it, motherfucker? So, crash cycle is a crash cycle, a bull flag is a bull flag is a bull flag. Anyways, so I showed you this a second ago. I don't know much else I can show you, but this guy kind of, if you're not in it, you probably don't want to chase something that's gapping off the top like that, unless you're in some low res. Right now, he's got a little gap action over here. Gap action. Sorry, but I'm immature. Where is this thing at? Parallel channel. Boy, I can't see shit sometimes in this mask. So you see this little gap right there? That's probably your first meaningful place of interaction if you're going to get a plan for continuation. If he gets into this, he can give you a little something, and then you can play something off of that. But he should stall in this little gap, and then maybe you can do something. So that gap runs really nice over the top of this high, and he's got a great gap right there. So, like, the continuation out the other side of this, if he doesn't slow down, is probably the only place. If he gives you a bigger corrector structure, you probably like that, but be careful chasing things that like this is the extension he's got right now. It's like one straight arc, right? Like very much like this. So you want something, either that or a bigger corrector structure than, out this, and that would be safer for you to try and chase him around for. I'll give you a secondary color of that. So don't need that on there. All right. Let's see. Where did my list just go? Fuck. Where did it go? GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY. I feel like I have that on two charts. GBP, GB, JPY. No. Okay. Nope. All right. I guess this is the only one. Oh, I did yeah. Okay. I did some baskets for yens over here. So this is a good guy to watch. He's cooking right now. GBP has been kind of like awful, right? As far as like best of breed assets go, he's been pretty terrible. When you look at him, like something like this, like you want to look at like what your best choices are. And if GBP regains some strength, okay, fine. But right now, like almost anything is like a better option than like GBP. Hold on. Turn this off. All right, so if we just look at him like across from the, this is really macro, but he's like the underperformer like of the whole planet, If we look at him from the bottom of COVID, he's still the underperformer of the whole planet, So he structurally looks good, but there's a lot of guys who've been better in breed than him across time, and the Queen's had no end of problems, and now she's dead, and her money sucks. So that's always something to keep in mind. But anyway, structurally, let's go back and look at this. So, right, like I think this is worth paying attention to. This is the major volume that supports this. This dump wick is inside of that. And if it's going to rotate, I think it rotates, if it doesn't hold the top of the system, it comes through here and then it rotates up, and that's so ugly. It does something along those lines. If it doesn't pull off a rotation off the top of the system, it does something like that. I think in the timing it does that. You probably have like some other guys to keep on your radar. These guys all look structurally pretty bullish like that. AUD, JPY. I think he's a little weak at the moment. But we had this projection for AUD a while ago, and he's kind of like slowly holding it. Let me see what NZD looks like. USD is, we have the DXY get strength again. We were watching this. Remember we showed this? Oh, cool. So it was really, really narrow as it came back with the BOJ doing its craziness in the bond market. And we talked about a potential rotation. It beat out the bottom of this range and has rotated back in. So it looks like a lot of this if this was to continue, you'd expect to see basket wide. If it's going to be like the yen across the board and not just a DXY move, all of them begin to track that out. So like with this, if it's going to follow the dollar, and you're watching for this little range to see what he does with it. So we'll just leave that in there. Yeah, that's not good. And so if he gets back on top of like that's what we're waiting to see happen there. So we'll leave it room if he wants to come down here and eventually go back up. That's also possible. But if it's a basket wide move, they're all going to begin to show this pretty soon. And the GBP will do it off the top of this system. So see them? They all got kind of like a pretty clean cut box range. You can see right here. So see what it does from it. Does it manage to come out straight out that way? Does it have to come down a little bit and then fall back out that way? So we'll kind of watch. All right, so that's that one. Ah, I did USD JPY in one shot. How you like that, motherfucker? I didn't see it. NDB. This is technology service package software. Wow. He looks like a big version of the way NVIDIA came down, don't it? There's NVIDIA. This is software as a whole. So he looks like tech, and he looks like an underperformer to just even the median basket of software. So he's he's a laggard. Um, okay, well, I think he's weak. I think he's structurally correlated to your rest of your tech, but I think there's probably better assets in there to chase that way have come up. No, if I don't have it off the top of my head right now, let's get a look at some other software guys. Let's see, Palantir. Let's see what some of these guys look like. Anybody coming out the gutter better than him? Adobe's stronger in his correction, you know. Like, CRM got wrecked. I know that. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So just looking at that, it looks like he's like, you know, and CRM got wrecked. So I don't, you know, he's just not the best of breed really coming out of the gutter right now. Seems to be a lot of things. Well, right, yeah, I guess right there out of the trenches of the fucking of last year. On a bigger res, he doesn't seem to be one of your stronger guys. But software as a whole has been pretty laggy. If the market keeps being bullish, I think you can probably play this guy. He probably would, you know, rise. But I think you want to look for the strongest thing in his space. I don't think he's it. Don't have enough research to tell you who I think is. But structurally, like, you know, this isn't bad to see, like, this setup right here. As long as he stays out of there, you know, he's got his rising floors. He's definitely in an uptrend right now on the lows. So as long as tech keeps going higher, he has a chance to continue this rotation up to this fucking angle. But I do think he's a weak asset. Does that say AL or AI? I'm guessing it's an AI company. I don't know. Is that right? Let's see if there's an AL. It's either Air Lease Corporation or AI. Which one is it, guys? You let me know. I'll come back to it. It's an AI company. We have 5 Fed speakers today during the session. All are voting members. Good to know. Thanks, Izzy. Big market caps can be manipulated, just not as easy as small market caps. Dr. Zuda says, my high school friend hit me up yesterday saying that the last time we spoke, Bitcoin was at 50,000, but he didn't buy. He wants in now. Oh my God. Okay, a bunch of you guys are getting a bunch of friends hitting you up. So that's always a fucking, like, you know, danger. Alright. So, lost track of my stock list. Fuck. Where'd it go? Where'd my stock list go? Fuck. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so AI is the right company? Alright. So, looks like it has some news about AI. I'm not a fucking rocket scientist. Let's see. Investors continue to pour into AI stocks. Okay, that's really fucking descriptive. Thanks for the information. Jesus, who writes that shit? Alright, well, that told me nothing. So, that looks like fucking FOMO. Lots of volume in it. Call that a test pump. If there's something real going on hidden underneath this, you probably need this to chill out. It's your first initial wave. They can kind of crush people who chase this. And then after this, you know, a clean break of this high with that much volume in it, I don't care how far it pulls back above this system, it can get gas. That's kind of how you watch things like this, right? It could pull back as far as it needs to get everyone who's chasing it the fuck out. And then fucking something like that, right? And something like this, you want him like one of these kind of deals, he can leave like right over top of this really clean and just fucking gas pedal out of here. How far back this goes. So this is the kind of thing, if it's going to get more gas, it's going to go flying out of this range, like above top of this. Not sure how far back the pullback's got to be. It could go back, into this congestion, or it could fucking turn right back up again. But I think this guy is safer, getting more acceleration off the top and having a clean line in the sand. LCID, consumer durable motor vehicles. Wow, Lucid. So this guy hasn't been doing good either, right? Neither is XPEV. These guys have sucked ass. I'd say that guy looks fucking pretty terrible. He's got the same pump, I guess, with some car stuff. We had some specific news shit that happened here with him. And stuff like this, I'd always say just go for something that's stronger. This just looks fucking dreadful. But if you're going to play him, you're playing him on continuation on the lower resolution. Right now, you're playing that trend. And you're kind of seeing if this tracks down to this and gives you a chance to play along that. That's pretty much all I would say is he's doable with that guy. FDX. Oh, MU. Micron Technologies. We have something here. So, old trigger level. Didn't hold this last time we looked at it. We drew up a possible support for rotation. He never did for a flag that we didn't draw in. You're still watching for the same thing. So with that, he's congested and he's reacted to this trigger multiple times since we drew this. So that's still the line in the sand. So if tech continues to rotate, that is what you're looking for, to see him go all the way back to this angle. Possibly structuring a flag right here to do it. But this trigger is still your line in the sand to play. FDX. Insane bounce out of that fucking dump he had. I feel like this guy's somewhere else. FDX. There it is. Okay, so FDX, I guess the last time we drew it, big ass bull flag. He's gone from that side to that side of it, and you're just watching, like, on big reses, the same way we watched NVIDIA. Is he going to come out of this and structure out to allow you to play a continuation wave? So he's had this like crazy arc, right? And we want to see, like, when we get out of like a corrective structure like this, right? Can he arc and continue to stick out? Yeah, he totally can. It's not usually the thing that you see, but we keep track of, like, key levels on the waves down like this. So if he does, congest at one of those levels, like which would be up here, this would be a good place to make a plan on him. Barring if he comes down and sets up a rotation like this, this is the other good place to make a plan. But I do like him on top of this system better. Let's see what else he got. AUS 200. Do we never have a chart for this? AUS 200. Really? AUS 200. I feel like we did. AUS 200. Wow. Okay. Well, fuck. One sec. All right. It's the AUX 200. We'll put the SPX 500 in here. All right. Ooh, look at that. So this is our murder chart overlaid on all world indexes. So just like you look at like cryptos together and you see the correlation between crypto assets, this is the planet's indexes, from country to country, and you can see they could be a crypto basket layover if you wanted to be, right? So this is our murder cluster for June, our murder cluster for October, November, right into October into November. And we look at like it structurally right now, right? Off the bottom, Australia's been pretty fucking strong. I've been noting that. For anybody that's trading over there, trade some of your own indexes. He's coming out of this last trend a lot better than a lot of things right now. Oh wait, that's not AOS. Where did I put AOS on here? He's blue. Sorry, he's in the middle pack. That's NASDAQ. That's a NASDAQ being the strongest thing in the United States. AUS is actually in the center, just tracking under the S&P 500. My fault. I had the Australia being red in my head. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, so yeah, looking just from the murder clusters, like in June, where we start to rotate the S&P, he's number 3, right? You got Europe, very strong, which I told all you guys in Acolytes, make sure you're playing Europe assets because your shit's the one running right now, while Putin's scaring everyone half to death. It's a place no one would guess, right? So Europe has actually been the best of breed coming out of that trench. But Australia, which is usually like one underperformer when risk assets are pumping, has been relatively strong because he does benefit from basic materials. So structurally, he looks pretty good. And looking at him now, you can see he's got like a little bull flag action on him right now. And if this trend we talked about is going to continue pushing in the U.S., he's worth paying attention to Australia. So let's go back to our normal chart. I know this murder cluster thing's never going to get old, but it's fucking just crazy, right? Just crazy. Anyways, alright, I gotta stop looking at that shit. AUS 200. So right now, you're chilling at a pretty good area to pay attention to. And I would always watch how you interact on your way out. You're looking for something like that. If you can get out like that and stay out, then as a corrector structure and leave, that would be the best case situation. $9.23 still ran out the timeout anyway. SLB, Schlumberger. So you want to watch energy. If energy picks up a little bit, these guys have been tracking higher, just like we talked about these big ass flags on all these dudes. XOP, OIH, right? All these major oil service and oil infrastructure guys have all looked really strong for quite some time. SLB, DVN, all these guys are part of that. Been paying attention to them all and just seeing, broadly staying out in bigger views. These guys look better on big resolutions. A lot of people are just kind of sucked in the here and now, but SLB. SLB, like the rest of them, is still tracking this rotation of a really massive bull flag higher. So you're kind of just keeping it in context, at least within this resolution of this leg, or in the macro that he's rotating right now. But I think all things on energy should stay on your radar until situation resolves with Putin in the Middle East, and resolves with Putin, and also we pay attention to what's going on in the Middle East as Saudi's kind of helping support oil prices, and kind of more aligning with Putin. Like I said before, I feel that the BRICS nations and most nations of the world are allying against the U.S. hegemony in its currency, and are willing to hurt us in any way they can. And energy is one of the best ways to do it. So until that stops being a going narrative in the world and what's going on, with Putin and the oil markets, I think you keep your eyes on all of this stuff. It's not that guy. CL1. So still paying attention to oil, sitting on this higher, this angle we have drawn up here from the shockwaves of 2021, and watching him track. If he does manage to finally rotate this angle, definitely pay attention to guys like, Schlumberger and a lot of other stuff inside the oil space, dirty energy space. DCP, not this chart. What's going on with that chart right there? That looks like that thing's been acquired. I'm not sure what that is, but that doesn't look right. CCU. Is this really? What the hell is this? CCU? Is this right too? What the fuck is this? Consumer non-durable alcoholic beverage. That's Samuel Adams. Interesting. CCU. Well, that looks good to see this. Just to slam into the POC here that he's had both times. These guys tend to do better when staples are like, on fire. Don't know that staples right now are not the strong guy in the room, but this dude, I think you have to look at him on some big old res. Does he have a chance of rotating like on a flag like that? Yeah. Could he go lower in this before he does it? Yeah. But right now, I don't think I see anything about this that says I'd be dying to chase it down. On lower resolutions, you can play like what you're seeing here. If he does something along those lines, he's playable. But I don't think he's in a space or anything that says he's like an asset that would, have on my watch list like massively. But structurally, that's a pretty strong arc out of the trenches right there for the stock. It might be worth paying attention to. He definitely probably has something going on for him to be this strong in the space that he's in. All right, I don't want to actually go to the belts. 927 motherfuckers. So that's it. Got as many as I could. Sorry about not finishing the last one there, but next show we'll get it. Trojan Mom, 4 months in Acolytes. I hope you guys that are active in Acolytes are enjoying the things you're learning and, enjoying the evolution to Web3. We're going to keep pushing the envelope and try to, increase efficiency everywhere that we see possible. So, till tomorrow, catch you motherfuckers on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome.